group live with us, which is fantastic. Really excited for this. What I'd like to know in the comments before we get started, if you're using HighLevel today in your agency to serve clients, just type GHL in the comments. I know I had you guys do a little bit of this on the front end. Amazing. Okay, so we've got a lot of Go HighLevel users in here. How many of you guys do some type of review automation for your clients today? Like just type reviews if you're doing some type of reviews. Okay, so a lot of that as well. But I think we're here because we think there's room for improvement, right? There's room to leverage email better, to leverage SMS better, to leverage some of the automations based on responses and things. And so I'm really excited because James has some really cool stuff that he's innovated on this front. And so without further ado, let me introduce James. Welcome, and thanks so much for coming on and sharing with the group.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, it was crazy. Me and Josh were just talking. There was just the two of us, and then he like turned it on, and then all the videos started pouring. I was like, oh my gosh! Like, and thank goodness it's not in person, but it's still kind of crazy. But should I just jump in and start teaching?
Yeah, let's do it. And guys, if you could keep your web cameras on, our goal is to make this interactive. So he's going to show some things. If you've got questions, post them in the comments. And we'll do our best to answer your questions and make sure this is super practical and something you guys can put into play the day after today. So,
oh my goodness,
James, take it away.
All right, guys. So, okay. First of all, I'm a huge HighLevel fan. One of their biggest fans, I think. I just live and eat and sleep and breathe HighLevel. And I thought I would just start by like talking about like your day-to-day business owner. I think of the window cleaner, the plumber, you know, the HVAC, the heating, the air guy, right? Like they are so busy taking calls, driving to their appointments, climbing ladders, all that kind of stuff. I will tell you that when they're done and they're tired at the end of the day, the last thing they're thinking about is, oh, hey, I wonder I should follow up with so-and-so and send them a review request, right? Like, and so, but they're so important. I like to think of their Google profile as like this living and breathing thing, right? Let's see here. So I actually have this cool little company locally here where I do these birthday parties. That's going to be the use case that I came up with. I had the business kind of set up in HighLevel already, so I had a Google business profile. But if you come and I think that Google's like taking notes on this profile, right? How long has it been since has there been any activity, right? Has it been kept up to date? Is this business still even in business at all, right? And so when you have the automated reviews coming through, it's a signal. I believe it's a signal to Google that, hey, this business profile is active, and man, these reviews, they keep on coming in on a consistent basis. Let's go ahead and raise this up in the Google My Business rankings in the map pack, right? And so this is once we get this thing automated, it's going to be very, very helpful to your clients. Okay, so then HighLevel comes along and makes it easier to at least say, hey, let me set up let me get you. Have you guys seen where like you send a link in and it puts you right into the 5-star review thing? You don't have to like go search for the thing and click on reviews and then and then find it, right? You basically, I call it deep linking right into the stars, 4-star, 5-star. So let me know if you guys are familiar with that, right? That's what we want to do. The least friction possible.
Give us one of the comments if you're familiar with that. You kind of get the difference between sending them to the root versus sending them to the actual. Okay, yeah. So it's new for some of you, but a lot of you guys, it's a pretty advanced group. A lot of you guys are pretty familiar.
Cool. Okay, so HighLevel comes along, and they at least now you have like some kind of automation here, where you can at least someone, maybe they make a sale, or maybe you drag the pipeline to a status, a job is complete. Then it makes sense to kick off that automation. And so that alone is going to put you leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else. But I had a few more things that I did. Basically, I knew that HighLevel had both their phone number, and they also had their email address. So I thought, well, what if I made an automation that would try to get it by texting, and then if it can't get it by texting, then why don't we kind of fail over to email, right? So we have their email, we have their phone. Why don't we fail over to their email and just keep trying? Okay. And then after I did that, I thought, you know, some of the demographics that we serve, maybe there's a fair amount of landlines that the phone that we have on file for them. The phone number that we have on file for them is a landline. And so I thought, what if in HighLevel I could attempt to send them a text message? If it fails, again, then just fail over to the email. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And we're going to get a masterclass in automation as well on HighLevel, just going through this process. And we're just going to dive right in and, you know, take notes, ask questions and things. Everything I'm going to show you today, I've already bundled it up, and I'm just going to deliver it to you in a snapshot. I've had plenty of people paying me for this. This is just a big thanks to Josh. You know, he's been super generous. You know, he sent me a book, you know, I mean, it was, you know, and I love the community here. And so I just wanted to do a give back as well. And so I'm excited to get this in your guys' hands.
How about a dollar sign in the comments if you're excited to get this gift and get it unpacked here, guys? Dollar sign in the comments. Amazing.
I'm like the worst. I'm just like an automation guy. I do have to sell occasionally, but I just, you know, I'm not the sales guy, just kind of the give guy, the go giver type. But let's jump right in. And so, yeah, like I said, this is my Power Wheels Parties sub account, right, in HighLevel, and it's connected. So step one would be to go to your integrations, right? So you have your integrations, and to make sure that your Google My Business is connected, right? Okay, so you're in your sub account, you're going to go to integrations. You want to connect Google My Business, go through this process of, you know, logging in and connecting to your business account or your client's business account. Okay, so once that's connected, you will go over here to reputation management. Okay, and this is your leave a review link. Okay, and so what you'll do is you will generate that link, and that is the cool link that we talked about earlier. Okay, so let me show you what that looks like for those that, let's see. Let me bring up a different profile. Let's try this one. So if you're logged in to Google somewhere, this is what I was talking about right here. So I'm basically deep linked in right into the 5-star review, 4 or 5. I always like to encourage, leave a little bit of your experience, a couple sentences in your copy, in your messaging. Say, hey, could you just leave, you know, a sentence or two, right? I think that makes a big difference just versus like 4, 5, you know, just the stars. The more user-generated content, I believe, the better. Okay, so that's the deep link that we want to get. Okay. So we got that deep linked right there. And now this is where this starts to get cool, is that if you guys are familiar with trigger links in HighLevel, I like to say that a trigger link, you can kind of listen. So it's like a programmer thing, you know, but I can essentially have that trigger link. I am listening in the automation for that link to be clicked. Okay. So now me as the agency owner, or the client, I can, in the automation, I can basically say, hey, here's this link, you know, here's this link to leave a review. And then I'm waiting to see if they click the link, and I'm going to show you how that's done. So in order to build a trigger link, we're going to take this URL right here, and we're going to go over to, let's see here, automation. No, here's the marketing trigger links. Okay. So you're going to go to trigger links and then click on links, and then you're going to make a new one, add a link, and you'll say my Power Wheels Parties review link. Okay, I've already got this here below. This is actually live and stuff, but this is what you would do, right? So now I'm going to save that, and there it is. Okay, so these are the special links that you have in HighLevel that you can now listen to see if they were clicked. Okay. So now to see where these pieces kind of come together in the automation. So let's go over to the automation. You guys enjoying this so far? Any feedback? I don't know.
So far so good. Keep pressing forward.
Keep going. Okay. So I call this thing smarter review requests, and the story behind it is that I was actually taking my own car into the shop, and I got the after the service had been completed, I got the email, I got the text message, and he said, "Hey, you got your car service at such and such. Hey, how would you rate your experience from 1 to 5?" And I said, "Oh, a 5," and it really was a 5. And he says, "Okay, great. Hey, would you be willing to leave a review?" And here's the link. And then I clicked on the link, and I went and left the review. And within like 10 seconds of clicking the link, it texted me again saying, "Oh, thanks for leaving a review." And I was like, that's not that. Come on, like give me at least like 3 or 4 minutes to leave that review. So I saw that they were doing some smart things. I saw that they were listening for that trigger link to be clicked, but then I saw that they just immediately said thank you. And like the ultimate, nirvana with this whole thing would be to, have Google know that they left the review, and then that would feed back into HighLevel. We're going to do just a simple proxy for that, which is basically, hey, they clicked on the review link. Let's give them 5 minutes to type up something. We'll wait 5 minutes and then say, thank you so much for leaving a review. Does that make sense? Okay, let's jump right in. So, smarter review requests with landline failover for Snapshot. This is it. Do not get overwhelmed. I promise you that these things look a lot more hairier than they really are.
Zoom out a little bit so they can see the whole.
Yeah. So this is what you're getting. This is what you're getting today. And
nerd level 7 guys, but James is just bringing you guys. This isn't like hype. Like he's gonna show you how you can create a next level snapshot to generate more reviews, better client experience.
Yes.
Give me a hashtag in the comments if this looks pretty sweet.
I literally was like, okay, that was cool what they did with my car, taking my car. And I was like, I wonder if I could recreate that. So I spent some time, I was tinkering with it, and I was like, okay, how do they do that? And next thing I know, people were like, dude, you just replaced like software I'm paying monthly for. Like, can I get this from you? Like, I think Bird Eye was one of the ones that people said that they pay on a monthly basis for it. I was just like, I had no idea. Like, I just was tinkering here. And what's really funny from like an ADHD perspective, I was literally getting down on myself. I was like, James Hurst, here you are. You're like not focused. You're having fun with this. You're off on a tangent, and like you're not making any money today, James, and you're off building this thing. Anyways, just a side note, you never know, but I like to follow the rabbit hole sometimes. So we all know with workflows that there's only 2 things in workflows. You guys know what they are? They are actions and triggers. Okay, I should say triggers and actions. So there's the thing that starts them, and then when it starts, what do you want to do? So there's only triggers and actions, and you'll see that pattern in Zapier as well. That kind of thing, right? What starts it? What do you do afterwards? So I actually leave the trigger in this example. Let me zoom in just a little bit for you guys. I leave the trigger blank because that's going to be a little bit dependent on your business processes. But one common one that could be a tag, right? Because you really want to make sure that the job has been done and you haven't just paid for it, but the services have been delivered. So you could do a contact tag, right? Is everybody with me here? So you could say maybe it's job completed. Okay, so we're going to start this. We're going to start this automation when the contact receives a tag. Maybe your admin tags it, or maybe your sales cycle, you take payment and you're always delivered within a couple weeks. So you could add a 2-week thing in here after payment. So here's a tag. Another common one would be possibly opportunity status changed, right? Or sorry, I'm sorry, it's not that. It's going to be pipeline stage changed. Okay, let me just show an example of that.
Can you also make your screen full size? A couple of people are asking for you to, if you can, if it's blocking something.
I'll make it a little bit bigger. there's some of the Zoom stuff is kind of crowding my workspace too. But okay, is that better?
Yeah,
am I zoomed in enough?
That's good.
Okay, so let's just real quick a brief on a status pipeline changed. Okay, so here, attended free party, a lead, deposit made, completed party. Doesn't completed party seem like maybe the time to say let's kick off a review request? So the dragging of that card to completed party could be the thing that kicks this whole thing off. Okay, so let's pretend like we're going to do that. So pipeline status change in pipeline. So you could have multiple pipelines. So party pipeline, and then from here, pipeline stage is completed party. So that could be the thing that kicks this off. But I'm going to let you guys pick that with your knowledge of the business processes, how you want to do that. Okay.
So guys, just so we're all clear, what he's talking about here is how we're going to make the review request start, right? It could be a tag. It could be a pipeline change. It could be like a job completed. And if they use another system and somehow you have a zap, he's just like, what's the logic you're going to use to kick this off? Yes. Like an individual user really baked into HighLevel is going to move a pipeline. A client maybe that doesn't even want to look at HighLevel, you need to set it in a zap, right? Something behind the scenes. Give me a 1 if you're following along. Like, he's going to like show you how he does this and really walk you through it. But okay, cool.
Everyone's with me.
They're with you. There was a question. Somebody was asking about the review link not coming in directly to show the review, the place where they can log the review directly. So maybe we can circle back to that at the end.
Okay. So guys, I don't know about you, but in my case, I feel like the reviews kind of nowadays that the kind of the first way that you get reviews is by your phone, right? That's what I thought I would do too as well. I'm going to start by sending a text. Okay. So how would you rate us? So this is actually, this is the very first text that goes out, and this you can change the copy on this definitely. But this is what I put in here for now. Okay. So hi, first name. Thank you for having a Power Wheels party or visiting my business, right? If you could rate your experience from 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, what would you rate your experience? Okay. Now, I could have made this a custom value, if you guys are familiar with custom values.
Yep.
The thing is I think it's just good to go through here and just check the copy. So this is going to force you to check the copy, to make sure you're using, thank you for getting your plumbing done with this plumbing company. Just that way the English will always work. You couldn't say thank you for having a Cascade Dental. Okay, so there's that. So now we've sent a text, okay, and we'll come back to this part here. But from that point on, the system is just waiting. It's just waiting to see if they're going to reply. We're just at the step of, what number, 1 through 5. Okay. And I always like to have these timeouts in my automations, because if you don't, then people are going to queue up there indefinitely. And you're going to have all these people just sitting there, because a lot of people maybe just may not ever get it or get back to you, or it's a landline or whatever. So I always encourage you to have a timeout, because that's going to let that contact drop through that automation. Okay. And eventually out of the whole thing. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So from there, we're basically into the conditions, which is pretty simple. Branch 1, did they type a 1? Did they type a 2? Did they type a 3, a 4, or a 5? Okay. Now, you'll see, well, for a 5-star review, you would definitely want to send them your link, right, to get a review. Someone said, James, they said 4. Why are you sending them to leave a review when they answered 4? Like, you don't want 4s. And I said, you know what? I really like the 4.7, 4.8, 4.9 type of feel, right? Rather than 100 5-star reviews. Who's going to believe 100 5-star reviews? Okay. Now, and so yeah, I let the 4s through as well. And this would be a good time to just kind of talk about, there are some like guidelines, regulations, FTC kind of things with reviews and review gating. Okay. Now this system kind of does let you do that if you want to. If you're nervous about that, if you know the ins and outs of that, then just give them the opportunity to leave a review no matter what they say. Okay. But this kind of has built into it the ability to say, hey, here's the link to leave a review on a 4 and 5, and on 1, 2, and 3. Well, I'm going to keep that feedback internally, try to resolve the situation, and I'm not really going to offer up my my review link. Okay, like I said, it's up to you and your clients on how you want to navigate that. If you're worried, then just let them leave a review no matter what they say, which is totally fine. I get the idea behind that. So really 1, 2, and 3, all that kind of really just kind of goes to the same thing. So you'll see these go-to. So the go-to says go to here. So 1, 2, and 3, they get treated the same. And what do I say to them? Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. If you're willing to share, like, where did we miss the mark here, right? So trying to get that internal feedback from them. Okay. And then now I'm actually just sitting there waiting for them as well. And I would probably, like I said, add a timeout here, so they don't just get stuck there. So we could put 2 hours or something, and then it will finally flow through. Okay. And
I love that you built this very conversationally. Like, it's not click here, automation. Like, it feels like the owner behind the office sent this message, and they're actually interacting and waiting for your response.
Yes. Yeah. So I do try to write conversationally like that. And if you do the automation well enough, then they wouldn't really be any of the wiser. So, then I say, they may or may not tell you why, right? They've told you they had a bad experience, but they may not want to go into the details. So I just said, hey, this is an internal notification. Heads up, contact name just replied saying that their experience was 3 or below. You may want to reach out. Okay. If they do offer their feedback, it actually takes the message body. I love the message body one. It says, hey, Josh Nelson rated the experience less than 3 and replied, hey, the coffee was too hot, the coffee was too cold, the plumbing, didn't plumb.
That is awesome.
And so now you're getting alerted internally to management, whoever's managing customer experience, with their feedback. Also, as this thing evolved, we would create a note in their contact record to where we're actually keeping track of what they said too on the contact record as a note in HighLevel on their contact. Okay, so we're making a note there. And then we wait 30 seconds, and then we reply back to them. Okay, thank you. We'll pass this along to management right now. Thanks again. And you kind of leave it at that. Some closure. You guys enjoying this? Has this been, I don't know if this is like too basic, or is this like, hopefully this is valuable for you guys. Let me know.
Give James a rating on a scale from 1 to 5. 1 terrible, 5 this is great. Thanks for being specific. Thanks for not giving us a veiled sales pitch, but actually showing us something useful here. Awesome.
4.7. I got a 4.7. I appreciate that. That means, cool.
They all said not everyone will give you a 5 regardless. You're doing great. Keep going.
Awesome. Someone said in the comments that review gating is illegal. So yeah, definitely do your due diligence on how you're going to navigate that. And so just be aware. Okay. Side note, you guys, we haven't really got to how I'm listening for the click yet, but that's going to be next. This process can be used for anything that you really want to know whether they clicked and done the thing or not. This could be a webinar sign up. This could be a purchase. This could be clicking the link in the key link in your email, the action, the call to action that you want. This pattern can be retrofitted to essentially keep trying over and over again until they do the thing that you want. You're going to know whether they've clicked the link or not. So let's get into that. So 4 and 5 is going to be very similar. Okay. So they just rated me a 4. Hey, great to hear. Would you be willing to take a minute and share your experience on our Google reviews page? and then the trigger link. Okay, so there's the real one. There's the one we just made today. Okay. And so you're essentially talking to them right now. You've asked them for a review. They said 4. You say, hey, will you leave a review? Now we're waiting to see if they click that link. So waiting up to 15 minutes with that timeout there. And then after that 15 minutes, we want to see, did they trigger linked click is your Google review link. Did they click that link? Okay. And so if they did, now we think they're basically leaving their review. I'm giving them 4 minutes to type up their review. Okay. So 4 minutes. And then honestly, yes, I think I do argue for those timeouts. Maybe I needed to make that improvement. So once you get the snapshot, make sure that those, I guess that's not that's a different thing. So there's wait up to, and then there's just a straight up wait. This is just a straight up wait. 4 minutes later. Thank you so much for leaving a review. We look forward to seeing you again soon. On the 4-star review, would you be willing to share what we could have done to earn a 5? Right? There's something that wasn't great. So then this one actually waits for up to 4 more hours for that reply. And then you send yourself a text saying, hey, they rated the experience a 4 and they just replied, everything was really, really great, but they were late. Something that just wasn't quite right. So then we're doing that same pattern again, where we're going to make the notes and we're going to let them know. We're going to pass it on to management because we didn't get that 5-star review. So kind of similar in that regard. Now, if they haven't clicked that link, I actually just kind of come back. I'm going down the no branch now, and I'm reiterating that you left a 4 out of 5 rating. And this is 15 minutes later. Hey, thanks for the 4 out of 5. Would you be willing to, and I'm just basically going back to the top. Okay. Asking for that link click again. So basically all I did was duplicate this kind of that flow. And I just did it again here. So this is that same thing again. I'm basically just listening. I'm listening for that same link to be clicked 15 minutes later. And, and so it's the same thing. This is more persistent than anybody else probably, out there. I'm going to try a couple times, a couple different ways. I'm not going to be overly persistent about it, but that's kind of how, and then, so the 5-star review, very similar, right? Thanks so much. Rated I'll leave in a note. They rated their experience 5 stars and at least they clicked the link, the review link to leave a review. I don't know for sure that they left a review. Okay. So that's kind of the 5-star review. Very, very similar. Okay,
guys, let me know if you're following along. Just put a yes in the comments, right? We're sending out a text message. Hey, how do we do? 1 out of 4. They give us a 3 or less. We write back, oh, sorry about that. And we make a note and our team follows up manually. They give us a 4 or 5. We say, awesome, will you write us a review? And we have the automation that's following up until they click the link that takes them to the place where they can write the review.
Thank you.
Very simple, very elegant, but also very, very effective. Okay, lots of yeses coming in. Keep going. This is awesome.
We haven't shared the snap. Someone's asked about the snapshot yet. I haven't. It's going to be at the end. I'm not too concerned about people had to leave or work. I know what that's like. So we'll get it. We'll get it to you. Okay, guys, this is kind of cool now. Look at this. Let's say that trigger that started this off, what if that came in at 6 in the morning, right? So I've put in so what I did was I said, I've SMS review. I've tried once. This is just sending the link saying, this is just the initial link of how would you rate us? Okay. If they haven't answered us in 30 hours, this waits for 30 hours. Then we go down and we try SMS tried 2. What I like about 30 hours is that it's going to wait an entire day, but also another 6 hours. So I'm trying not only a different day, but a different time of day. So now that 6 a.m. on a Monday turns into noon on a Tuesday or 6 p.m. on a Wednesday. Okay, you with me? So that 30 hour wait is going to try that person again the next day at a different time of day, 6 hours off of what they did previous. Okay. And in fact, on the second time, I also put in something here, which is, hey, Saturday, Sunday, let's let them do their Saturday, Sunday thing. Maybe when they're back to the office, let's hit them up again. So we're trying to get them a couple different ways there, multiple times, different times a day, different days, not on the weekends. So it keeps on trying, and you'll see it goes back up to the top with the go to, and it drops them back in to wait for 30 hours if it doesn't happen. And then after 3 times of trying by text, it says, it's not working by text. Let's try email. So now we're coming down. So my tags are, I've tried once by text, twice by text, 3 times by text. Okay. I've tried once by email. I've tried twice by email. So now I'm in trying by email 1 time. And now the email goes out. Oh, sorry, that's email 2. This one doesn't have the cool, reply this for that. It's just like, hey, here, would you be willing to leave a review? And there's a trigger link. Okay. So it's just an email. You can change the copy on this to whatever you want to be. It will basically send an email. And if that still doesn't work, it will try one more time and send the email again in 30 hours later. And then finally, there's this one, which is to the owner to yourself or the owner, whoever else. Hey, we tried 5 different times to get a review from Josh Nelson, and now we're giving up. And it's like, at that point, you've done what you could. You've done what you could automatically. So that's it. That's it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it, guys. So ideally, as you can see how you could use this. You could see why this would work, because people are very responsive to an SMS, where they're not super responsive to an email. However, it's sending a couple of emails, and then it's sending a couple of SMSs, and then if they don't respond, it sends a couple of emails, and then it sends it off to the team. Maybe they set up a process where somebody in the office calls now and says, hey, try to reach out to you a couple times to get some feedback to see what you liked, what you didn't like. So guys, give us a yes if this is cool and you think you could use this in your agency, right? To generate better reviews, to have something kind of unique to show your client, right? Because your client's seen like review automation before, but to be able to show them, look, we're gonna use SMS because of this, you can tell a very compelling story, which is going to generate a real high level of interest. So this is awesome, man. Thank you so much for sharing with the group.
I'm happy to. Yeah. Now, I actually misspoke, because this is where I left it off myself. And I said I was going to come back to this because I knew that some of the demographics are older in the landlines. And so I thought, well, how can I know when you send a SMS to a landline that it fails, like could I somehow in HighLevel, listen for the failure of me trying to send that text to the landline? And so I tinkered with it some more, and this is the part that I said I would come back to. So still, we still, now imagine we're going to text a landline. So now this is going out to a landline, and it's gonna fail. Okay. Now if I pull up a contact here, oh, I had a landline test. Yeah, so I was testing landlines, right? So this was a known landline that, and when I sent it, well, what did HighLevel do? See how it said here, thank you for having, hi, James Landline. Thank you for having a Power Wheels party. It was unsuccessful. Okay. Unsuccessful because it was a landline. HighLevel automatically DNDs text messaging on that contact record. So I said to myself, what if I sent the text and then waited a minute for the maybe a minute, 2 minutes, however many, it doesn't really matter. It's all automated. It's all happening in the background. What if I then waited a minute for the potential DND to happen? So I text it, it fails, HighLevel DNDs on the text. So then my condition is, if the DND is enabled for SMS, then don't bother with texting them anymore and just go send that first email. It's just that simple.
Amazing. So it kind of skips the 3 failed ones. It's like, oh, we don't have a live cell phone number.
Yeah.
Go straight to the 2 emails or whatever the number is.
You got it. That should be it.
Craig says, freaking brilliant.
Thank you.
So they all want to know where to get the snapshot, and
okay.
they want to know what they need to do. There's no sales pitch here, guys.
There's no sales pitch.
James is building up his YouTube channel, so we need you guys. He's just giving you some massive value, and so like you need to do something in return here.
You guys, yes, that's right. This is crazy because the YouTube channel's been growing. I've been putting in some time here, but yeah, I'm about to cross that milestone of 1,000 subscribers, and Josh knows how much work it is to grow one of these. But and I will tell you about a video that goes hand in hand with this, which you're going to love too, as just an extra bonus. But what's the best way? Basically, I have the snapshot link, right, for the HighLevel snapshot link. Should I just put it in the chat, or should I mean,
drop the link to your YouTube channel? Let's have everybody go subscribe, because like Damon said, this alone is worth at least $500 a month.
Oh, dude!
So yeah, so
thank you so much, guys.
If you got value, go subscribe to his channel. It's the least you could do, and then he's going to give you the snapshot link.
Okay. Thank you, guys. So where do you want me to put the snapshot link, I guess?
Oh, in the chat. Do you see the chat box?
Yes. Okay, I will. Okay, here we go.
Drop it right there.
Okay. Let me put this in and make sure everyone can get it. Okay. Did that come through for you guys?
I haven't seen it. I can also pull it up.
No, I just sent it to Mike direct message.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I got to find the everyone.
There we go. Leela's.
Hold on. How do am I going to be able to find the everyone?
Leah just posted it for us, guys. So you're good.
That's my channel. Here's the snapshot.
All right. Wait, guys, go to the channel real quick. Click the subscribe button. Press like. Start watching his videos, because you can see like he gets very technical with this stuff, which is amazing. Awesome.
I'm over 1K right now, you guys. Oh my goodness, you're flattering me.
Let's get the link for the snapshot.
I put it in. Let me know if. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's cool. I've been 4 years at this, you guys. It's crazy. So yeah, I joined in 2018. I started posting, so it's taken way too long.
All right, in the comments here, if you look at the chat, again, this is for those of you that are live, because that's part of the deal. He has the link where you can grab the snapshot. So grab that link. And then, James, I'm not sure if you can stick around to answer some questions, or
I still have a couple more things I need.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, go for it.
Sorry. So you guys, I made an install guide. It's an unlisted video on the channel as well. Okay, so you're essentially going to have a recording of what we just talked about. Okay. And it's going to be a little bit more on the side of like, hey, you need to go and, change, you need to change some of the, basically it's just showing you like, you don't want Power Wheels parties to show up. Okay. In yours, that's what it's literally going to have Power Wheels parties in this snapshot that I give you. So you've got to go through this thing and tweak it and make it yours. Or genericize it with custom values if you're gonna, send this out to lots of different clients. Okay, change the English so it works with no matter how you, hope you had a good experience with our company, and then company name, something like that. Okay, so I have the install guide. Let me show you what that looks like here. It's an unlisted YouTube video.
Ross, yeah, that link has the workflow he just showed you, so you can customize this, make it your own, and roll it out in your sub accounts for your clients.
Okay, so here's the unlisted Smarter Review Request Snapshot Installation Guide. This is essentially me going through, showing you how it works, and showing you how to install the snapshot. So someone said, how do I do this? I already have HighLevel. I don't need to sign up for HighLevel again. I'm going to show you. I set up a whole other account, and I walked through what it's even like to bring in the snapshot. Okay. We go through these different things from scratch. So you'll love this, okay? Let me post this in the chat. Everybody with me? So here's the install guide. Make sure you update the copy to use your business name in a few places. There's the install guide.
So not only did it give you the snapshot, he gave you like a step-by-step on how to implement it and modify it and make it your own.
Yes.
What a guy.
Last thing,
you're over
guys.
1,000 subscribers now. Michael Ray wants you to know. Congratulations, kudos.
Thanks, guys. It's crazy. It's kind of crazy to see that rollover after 4 years of hustle. I mean, look at all these videos. I'm up to 123 videos. Anyways, here's the one. I can leave you with this, and we'll open it up for Q&A. But there is a perfect little part 2 bonus that goes with this, which is called automatically reply to your Google reviews with this hack. Okay.
So you're giving us a new hack now on how to automatically reply to Google reviews for clients?
Yes.
All right, guys, give me a 1 if you're excited to hear about this, and then we'll drop the link again because a couple people, lots of great little ninja stuff being shared here, man. This is awesome.
So let me pardon the ad, but
webinar presentation.
Okay, here we go. I'm skipping the ad. So it uses Zapier, but basically now your customer has left that review. Or, the customer has left that review, and you go into Zapier, and we talked about triggers and actions, right? The trigger is in Zapier, new review in Google My Business. You connect it up to your account. Again, it'll probably be Power Those Parties, right? Because so there's the Power Those Parties. You connect up Google My Business, and then one of the action steps is to reply, create a reply in Google My Business. When that zap comes in, you kind of have access to their handle. Could be their first and last name. You know whether it's a 4 or 5-star review. So we do some cool things so to where you could leave some sort of review if it's a 4 and 5-star, some kind of reply. Thank you for the blank star review, etc. And also, if you did a couple different branches, you could. It's almost like it's kind of like canned responses. And so I set up this little thing that basically it generates a random number from like let's say 1 to 3 or 1 to 5. So it will go down 5 different paths, and it'll go down 5 different paths, and it'll change up. So it's not like thank you for the 5-star review, thank you for the 5-star review. It's gonna feel a little bit more natural. You can add as many of those canned responses as you want, and so this kind of goes perfectly with that, because now you are automating. We talked about at the beginning, Google's seeing that activity on your Google My Business profile. Hey, this is an active account. I've seen updates made, pictures. I'm seeing reviews, and I'm seeing the business owner is active as well, replying to these reviews, giving you the SEO juice. Okay.
Amazing. So he's showing you how to create automatic reviews for your clients on a very consistent basis. And then next level, how do we then automatically respond to those reviews? So it seems like the company's being super responsive. We actually charge a monthly fee for what we call reputation response. And so clients will pay you $250 to $300 a month just for you to keep a pulse on their reviews and go in and post replies for them. And you can get them 90% of the way there with this type of automation, which is pretty epic.
So that is all I have for you guys. Someone posted the link in the chat, and I'm open now to stay for as long as people want. Let me actually shoot. I hope I didn't have any other meetings after this. Okay, I have time because I kind of got in the zone. I was like lost track of time. So yeah, I have like 45 minutes till my next appointment to just help and answer questions and
so first of all, guys, one more time, if this was awesome and he just gave you something very cool that you're going to be able to use and get value from, just give a big like this was great, or like a hashtag or something like that in the comments so that James feels the love. Amazing. Yes, James, you brought some great insights here. super, super valuable, super, super good stuff. Guys, make sure that you have subscribed to his channel. Pay attention because he's posting cool stuff on a very consistent basis. And then I just dropped the link again where you can get the snapshot, the how-to, and the little training on how to automate the review response. Let's open up for questions. I'm sure you guys have some specific questions about this or automation. Go ahead, James.
Can I answer one of the questions I saw?
Absolutely.
So somebody said that they're having troubles with the snapshot URL. Can anyone confirm that a couple people have said that the link is not working. Now, okay. So some people are getting it. One thing I'll have you try for those that it's not working for is do it in an incognito window.
Yep.
Okay. So what's going to happen is you're going to put it into an incognito window, and then you're going to have to log in again with the 2FA with your phone or email into HighLevel. So do that little dance first. So some people are saying that it was fine. So I'm thinking
the snapshot is good.
Yeah.
It gets a little quirky with caching on HighLevel when you bring in a snapshot. So like he said, open up an incognito window, log in, and then press that link and it'll work just fine for you.
Someone else is saying to use app.gohighlevel.com. Maybe don't log into your branded white label domain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bud's asking if there's any way to make it just with the email only launch.
Yeah, so the email only. So let me just say that I've seen other people. So the email with the replies and stuff, you would have to have your Mailgun settings set up perfectly if you wanted to track that, 1 through 5. Some people, you could put them to a landing page. You can do some of this kind of similar stuff to a landing page. I haven't built that out yet personally. I believe that Bayant Singh with Extendly, he has something along those lines. So maybe check with him. You've seen people I did the 1 through 5 on a text message. They'll do a cute little thing where you pick the number of stars on a landing page, right?
Couple questions here. If we can hop into them. Ross is saying he's tried a couple sub accounts and the reputation management link isn't taking them to the place where they see the review like stars. Can you show that process one more time for the group?
Sure. So, one of the problems potentially is that you are already logged in. You're the owner of that business, right? And so, I did the same thing where I went to a different Chrome profile that wasn't the owner of that business. So basically, I took that review link and I went to a different Chrome profile. We can talk about that too someday. And then I pasted it here. And then it put me, I'm logged into Google, right? So, because they want you to be logged in so they can kind of track that. And then it opens up with the deep link. So hopefully,
Ross, does that answer the question? Hopefully.
Yeah.
If anybody has a follow-up question on that, let us know. Thaddeus, I saw your question come in a couple times. He's saying he might have missed this, but is there any way to integrate this with Service Titan in order to pull in the phone number and email? I mean, with any system that you can zap out or like push data out with a phone number and an email address, you can zap that in and have a trigger via a tag or a workflow trigger to kick this whole process off. The integration on Service Titan specifically is not as easy as that. Like you have to really go deep into the API. But most of the systems, this can be done relatively simply.
Okay, someone's asking me about make.com. I don't know specifically, but I'll just tell you that I do love make.com. It's kind of like Zapier, but it's cheaper and better. It's really for power users, guys. Someone I totally respect and trust got me onto it, and so I haven't like gotten off of Zapier. But let me just give you a little taste of what you can kind of do, the kind of how it looks. So kind of stuff like this. So it's just very visual, right? And you can do lots of cool things with it. And there's a free version too. But there is a learning curve. Like this is like, I would say this is like your programmer marketer type thing. It's a little bit, these are API calls, things like that. But I'm a big fan of Make. So for the person that asks, Make, formerly Integromat, big fan.
Okay, that's what Integromat, what used to be. Okay.
Yeah, formerly Integromat.
Gary says, this is awesome. Thanks for all the tips and generosity. Jim's asking, this was truly awesome. Have you considered adding a small delay after they reply with the 1 to 5 so the text doesn't seem like a bot because it comes so quick?
Let's see. Yeah, you could easily add that. I don't know how long
Yeah, the beauty of this, guys, is it's completely editable inside the workflow builder. So make it your own. Like the text, the delays. This is a very great starting point, and you could take this as far as you want and be as creative as you want with it.
Yeah. I mean, I did wait a minute there for the DND. So
I guess he's saying once they reply back 5. There's no delay once they write the 5. So he was saying maybe give that like a 1 minute or like 30. Can you do 30-second increments on these?
Yeah, you it's actually would come in as 0.5 minutes. That's how they do it. 0.5. Yeah, that's not bad feedback. That's not bad feedback.
Joel Kitty's trying to help Ross with this. You need to have the GMB connected to go HighLevel, not just a Google account, I believe. So yeah, you'd have to sync it in the back end through integration to their Google My Business listing, the Google profile listing, and that's where that link is extracted from. Like, so if it's not synced in that way, you're not going to get a good link.
Right.
Thanks, Joel. John says, work around for finding the review link. He's giving you guys how you can go and find it on your own, right? Log into business.google.com, click the left sidebar, get more reviews, and then share that particular link, and it will do the same thing, assuming the person that clicks it is already logged into Google. They'll get the little prompt for the stars. Thaddeus, let's jump on after on this Service Titans. I mean, we're still trying to figure that out ourselves, but it would be super helpful if you could just pull that straight out of Service Titan.
Yeah. Joseph brings up a good point. So on reputation management, they kind of had this send review request thing. So I would say this is possibly a drawback. You can see they kind of had, this was like the easy button version, right? This is the, hey, I want to follow a custom schedule. I want to send it once, etc. So there's some stuff here, and you're kind of getting some of those things that I just don't think it's near as smart, right? As kind of what we've done here today. And so I would say one drawback since so where do they go to see their reputation? So I don't think that these possibly end up in this kind of dashboard. At least as far as your invites goal goes. I would think that it would flow through to these here. So take that for whatever it's worth.
Yeah, this is more of a backdoor. You're having a conversational, hey, how do we do 1 out of 5? They write back a number. The system tells you what they wrote back, and it kind of takes them down this track. It gives you a very conversational review flow. Like if the owner wasn't using automation, they would probably do. It helps prevent them from getting the 1-star negative review in some cases because they're able to jump on it right away based on the response. And it kind of follows up in a variety of ways. Don't miss the elegance of using SMS versus email. Email isn't going to get seen. Basically, nobody does that. But when they get a text message from a company they just did business with, they're very likely to click that link and spend a couple seconds to post a review, especially if it felt like the owner said, oh, wow, thanks. I'm so glad you had a good experience. Here's the link, So hopefully that makes sense.
Someone says, is review gating a concern? Some people said that it's illegal. And if you're worried about that, then you just give them the link every time, no matter what they say.
I mean, he talked about this at the beginning. There was a long disclosure about the potential hazards of review gating and all of that.
Yeah.
So,
I'll give you one, since you saw me, since I kind of sneak peeked it a little bit, I have another video on my channel. It's called How I Use Google Profiles for My Clients, right? So if you're like me, I'm switching between clients. So every time I get a new client, I will make a new Google profile, and now I'm into his Zapier, I'm into his GHL, I'm into his stuff, right? So I've got everything in LastPass, but now if ever I want to switch, I just switch clients. I switch Google profiles, and yeah, it's pretty slick if you're not doing that already.
That's awesome. I've got a couple of those. I didn't realize you basically could use as many as you wanted like
That's
that.
Right. That's right.
The first day that we signed up for Monday.com, our department
Let's see.
was already able to connect our.
Okay.
So
Awesome, guys. This has been great. James, thanks so much for sharing. Man, I hope you guys got tons of value. I know that you did. Maybe even picked up a couple of things on how to use HighLevel that were just kind of like, well, I could use something like that for something outside of reviews, right? So some good insights. Let's see, Jim says already importing and customizing it now. What I want you guys to do is share as much love as you can for James in two places: on his YouTube channel and in the HighLevel community. Like, go and say, man, James just did an amazing masterclass on generating reviews with HighLevel. Like, blow him up in that group, because what he did here is very uncommon, right? He took something he built that he could easily sell for a premium, and he gave it to you and like showed you exactly how to use it. So the best way, I think, to show the love would be in those two places. James, anything else you'd like them to do?
No, I just, thank you for the opportunity, Josh. And I'll be at the conference. If anyone else is going at the conference, please come say hi. Let me know. If you get completely stuck on something, have some questions. I mean, this thing, I'm kind of giving it to you as is, right? So that, I mean, within reason, I could answer questions and things. But hopefully you can just kind of tweak it to your needs and kind of take it as is. So
amazing. Great work. Thanks for being on here, everybody. Thanks for listening in. Thanks for all the great engagement. And James, great work. Thanks so much for sharing.
Thank you, Josh.
We'll end the session here, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Bye, guys. Bye.